Welcome to Job Bridges Japanese Language Training Center. We provide an online tutorial for people who aspires to work in Japan. Before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to keep you updated on our lessons to help you master Japanese language in no time.
Konnichiwa minasan! Welcome to Lesson 31. And with Lesson 31, we'll start by learning volitional form of verbs. So how do we transform verbs into their volitional forms? The volitional form of verbs is made as follows. Let's start with group 1. So with group 1, you replace the sound of the mass form with the sound in the O line of the same row and attach U. Again, replace the sound of the mass form with the sound in the O line of the same row and attach U. Example, kakimasu, to write, transforms into kako. Again, kako. This happened by replacing the sound of the mass form with the sound in the O line of the same row and attach U. So, kakimasu, you remove the mass, change ki to ko because that is the sound of the O line in the same row. Ki, ko, right? And then add U. Kakimasu becomes kaku. Now let's move on to yomimasu, to read. So remove mas from yomimasu, change mi to mo because the O line of mi is mo, and then add u. Yomo. Again, yomimasu becomes yomo. Now next example, isogimasu. Again, isogimasu, to hurry. Remove the mas, change the gi to go because that is the sound of the O line of gi. Go. Then add u. So isogimasu will become isogo. Again, isogo, to hurry. Then last example for group 1, asobimasu, asobo. Asobimasu will become asobo, same thing. Replace or remove the mass form with the sound in the O line of B, which is bo, and then attach u. So asobimasu will become asobo. Now let's move on to group 2. This is very easy. With group 2, you just attach yo to the mass form. Example, tabemasu, to eat, becomes tabeyo, wherein we change or attach the yo to the mass form. Or you just simply remove the mass, then add yo, tabeyo. And in another example, mimasu. Remove the mass, attach yo, will become mio. Again, mimasu, mio. Now with group 3, this is very easy. Everything that ends with shimasu becomes shio, and of course, the special one, kimasu, becomes koyo. Again, everything, because this is of course group 3, are nouns that are changed or added with shimasu to change it into a verb. So it just becomes shio, and then the kimasu will become koyo. So example, benkyou shimasu will become benkyou shio. Sentako shimasu, to laundry or to do laundry, sentako shio. To clean, soji shimasu, soji shio. Wakarimashita minasan? Now, since you know how to transform verbs into volitional form, let's start using them, shall we? Now, there are different ways to use volitional form in a sentence. First, in plain style sentences, the volitional form is used instead of shimasho in plain style sentences. Take a look at this conversation. Someone is asking to take a rest. Shall we take a rest? Or, choto, yasumanai? Again, choto, yasumanai? And then you can answer like this. Yasumo. Again, yasumo, or yes, let's rest. Instead of saying, yasumimasho, right? You could say, yasumo. Now, if you want to ask someone if they need your help, you could say, Tetsudau ka? Again, Tetsudau ka? Shall I help you? And if you want to take a rest for a while, you could say, Sukoshi yasumo ka? Again, Sukoshi yasumo ka? How about taking a rest for a while? You got that, everyone? Now, another use of the verb in volitional form is verb volitional form to omotte imasu. Again, verb volitional form to omotte imasu. So this sentence pattern is used to express what the speaker is thinking of doing. Again, to express what the speaker is thinking of doing. So verb volitional form to omoimasu can also express the similar meaning. But verb volitional form omotte imasu implies that the speaker's decision was made some time ago. Look at the difference between these two examples. First, shumatsu wa umi ni ikko to omotte imasu. Again, shumatsu wa umi ni ikko to omotte imasu. I'm thinking of going to the beach at the weekend. Now, take a look at the next one. Ima kara ginko e ikko to omoimasu. Again, ima kara ginko e ikko to omoimasu. I'm going to the bank now. Note how in the first sentence, the speaker made it clear or implies that he has made the decision to go to the beach some time ago. But then in going to the bank, the speaker seems like he just thought of going to the bank now. Now note how verb volitional form to omotte imasu can be used to express a third person's will or intention. Example, Kare wa gaikoku de hatarako to omotte imasu. Kare wa gaikoku de hatarako to omotte imasu. He is thinking of working in a foreign country. Now, in this sentence, the speaker is expressing another person's will or intention, not the listener, but a third person's will or intention, which may or may not be present during the conversation. So those are the uses of volitional forms of verb. Let's move on to another or a new verb or new sentence pattern. It's verb dictionary form tsumori desu. Again, verb dictionary form tsumori desu, and verb in the nai form nai tsumori desu. Verb nai tsumori desu. So what is this sentence pattern used for? So the verb dictionary form tsumori desu is used to express the speaker's intention of doing something. And then of course, verb nai form nai tsumori desu is used to express the speaker's intention of not doing something. Again, tsumori desu, intention of doing something, and nai tsumori desu, speaker's intention of not doing something. Example, Kuni e kaite mo judo o tsuzugeru tsumori desu. Again, Kuni e kaite mo judo o tsuzugeru tsumori desu. Even when I go back to my country, I'll continue with my judo. So, the intention of continuing practicing judo has been stated by the speaker. Now, let's go to nai tsumori desu. Ashita kara wa tabako o sowanai tsumori desu. Ashita kara wa tabako o sowanai tsumori desu. I'm determined not to smoke tomorrow. So in this sentence, as I've said, nai tsumori desu or verb nai tsumori desu is the intention of the speaker to not do something, wherein in this sentence, to stop smoking. Now, compared with the verb volitional form to omotte imasu and verb dictionary form tsumori desu, verb dictionary form tsumori desu sounds more determined. Okay? Again, verb dictionary form tsumori desu and verb volitional form to omotte imasu may sound the same or may mean the same, but if you want to sound more determined into doing something, I recommend you to use the verb dictionary form tsumori desu. Wakarimashita, minasan? Now let's move on to, how should I explain this? A simpler or a very easy sentence pattern. Verb dictionary form yote desu, or if you're using a noun, it's just a noun no yote de. What does this mean? So by using this sentence pattern, you can inform people of schedules. Of course, yote means a plan or schedule. Example. 7月の終わりにドイツへ出張する予定です。Again, 7月の終わりにドイツへ出張する予定です。I'm scheduled to go on a business trip to Germany at the end of July. So, simply stating that you are scheduled to go to Germany on the end of July or at the end of July. Next example. 旅行は1週間ぐらいの予定です。Again, 旅行は1週間ぐらいの予定です。Or the trip is scheduled to last for a week. Wow, who doesn't want a week of trip? Again, so this one, stating or informing people or the listener of a schedule, which is trip that will last for a week. Now, this one, the next sentence pattern, this is the opposite of what we've learned, I believe, on lesson 30. It's mada verb te form imasen. Again, mada verb te form imasen. If you could remember, when we talked about mada verb affirmative, it means still doing. But with mada verb te form imasen, this sentence pattern means that something has not taken place or has not been done yet. Again, the action has not taken place or has not been done yet. Example. 銀行はまだ開いていません. Again, 銀行はまだ開いていません or the bank is not open yet. It hasn't taken place, right? It is not yet open. That's why we use まだ開いていません. Now, next example. レポートはもう書きましたか? Again, レポートはもう書きましたか? Have you written the report yet? And if you haven't, いいえ、まだ書いていません. Again, いいえ、まだ書いていません or no, not yet. So, again, まだ verb in the affirmative form means still doing, but with まだ verb te form いません, something has not taken place or has not been done yet. See the difference? Now, there are, if you could remember, with the group 3 verbs, there are verbs or there are nouns wherein we use as verbs. That's why we have to add shimasu. Now, this one is the opposite of that. We have verbs that can be used as a noun, like kairimasu to kairi. So, the same form as the mas form can be used as a noun. Okay, it's just simply removing the mas and then just using the kairi. It will become a noun. Example, kairi no shinkansen wa doko kara norimasu ka? Again, kairi no shinkansen wa doko kara norimasu ka? Where do we get in the shinkansen to go back? So, kairi and going home, just going home, or going back, or to go back. As a noun, not as a verb. Here's another one. This one, you'll hear this often when you go to Japan or when you start working in Japan. Yasumi wa nanyobi desu ka? Again, yasumi wa nanyobi desu ka? What days you have or do you have off? I'm sorry. Okay, what days do you have off? Sorry for the lack of D there. So, instead of saying yasumimasu as an action to take a day off, this one is just a noun which means your day off. Yasumi, just day off, not to take a rest or to take a day off. Wakarimashita? Now, in addition, the following also exists. We have asobimasu, okay, to, go around, to play around. You could just say asobi. And kotaimasu, to respond, you could just say kotai, just the answer. As well as moshikomimasu could also just means moshikomi. And tanoshimasu, to enjoy, could just mean, or you could just say tanoshimi, to just enjoy. Wakarimashita minasan? Wakatta ne?
Alright, that's just it for today. See you on our next videos. And don't forget to like and subscribe to our channel to keep you updated on our lessons so you can master Japanese language in no time.